Alright, let's continue. Prison Day's fair game. Where are we? Here we go.
To neutralize the threat inside.
This time, the crooks decide to stop and follow the supervisor's instructions, although it does take attention. The shouting continued as he voiced the reason for him hitting out his cellmate, who had only arrived in the unit 2 days earlier. It turns out that this guy hadn't bothered learning the most basic of rules while locked inside a cell with another person and had taken several shits during lockdown time. What nobody noted during that initial code mic was the bruise the crook had just under his right ear, nor the fear which wasn't uncommon amongst new inmates. The nurse only took the call for help at face value and inspected the guy for his supposed chest pain. The rest of us stood around waiting for the assessment to finish so we could get on with our night. The soup watched on from behind the nurse, but had been preoccupied by a poster of a 1920s customized Ford hot rod. The inmate removed from the cell sat silently on the ground with his back up against the wall. He didn't mention anything to those watching him and didn't appear to be in any sort of mood. It was only when the beaten inmate managed to hit the intercom button next to his bed and called for help that the control room called the code and brought the night crew back to the cell to break up the fight. This time, it was the newcomer who found himself in cuffs and removed from the cell, eventually escorted to the medical wing by Thelma and me. His cellmate remained behind, finally able to enjoy his home without another person to interrupt his sleep. The injured crook lost a tooth during the fight, plus a couple of cuts to his face that the nurse treated once we were in the medical wing. He ended up in an observation cell for the rest of the night, and eventually moved on to another unit the following day. When I came back the following night for my regular shift, the guy who attacked him remained in the unit, although minus his television after telling the day soup to The guy who attacked him remained in the unit, although minus his television after telling the day soup to jam his advice about getting some anger management help. I'm pretty certain he wasn't charged for the assault, with the injured crook happy to move on and forget about the incident.